Okay, so you're going to scan for vulnerabilities. You're going to look for weak authentication rules that can enable an application layer DOS attack by granting access to the database without a needed password. You're going to calculate your risk scores. You're going to use tools to detect security vulnerabilities, misconfiguration, and missing vendor patches. To mitigate the vulnerabilities, you're going to focus on patching high-risk vulnerabilities that could facilitate like a denial of service attack or input injection attack. If the vulnerability is discovered and the database vendor hasn't released the patch, then you're going to look for an alternative patch method that can be used until the vendor releases one. You're going to identify the compromised endpoints, identify malware infection hosts, then apply controls to the sensitive data to restrict those devices from actually accessing and gaining access to the data. You're going to analyze risk and priority efforts using tools to understand the risk and help come up with the priority efforts. You're going to discover database servers using discovery tools that can scan enterprise networks, identify the active database services. Then you're going to analyze your discovery results. Databases that sensitive data need to be monitored. And then you're going to identify and classify sensitive data, scan the objects, rows, and columns of the database, pinpoint the sensitive data, and then use a data classification solution that is aware of the different data types. When we look at the security framework, there's a lot of things involved. Usually your security framework goes back to looking at your business objectives and then coming up with that your security objectives. Within the framework, then you're going to have your policies and procedures that will apply, such as your acceptable use policies. If you go to sans.org, there's a lot of templates that can be used for a variety of different policies. You'll find some policies that will talk about configuration policies on different equipment, when you can move something into production, or a policy on how to move it into production. These templates are set up generically, and then you can go and tailor them to your organization. And it'll involve the policy and the procedures doing things. You have your security personnel and administrators. Depending on the size of your organization, you may have just like your IT people that are playing the security role, or you may have different individuals. Detection equipment, whether you're using the intrusion detection, whether you're using alerts, there can be a variety of different things that you can use for your security detection. Some places use products like Big Patch, that push out patches and scans the different equipment that's on the network to see what the vulnerabilities are. And then your security programs that will tie in with the tools. Your monitoring equipment have alerts come out that indicate when there's when the trigger fires in the database on a certain thing, that sends an alert so that you know something's going on. Monitoring of the applications, of course, and then your auditing procedures and tools. We will get into each one of these subjects more as we progress through the course.